The reason you're not closing any clients is not because your offer is bad. It's not because your product is bad. It's because something else. And that is there's no lead response service level agreement. So there's no standard and processed way of responding to potential leads when they actually come in. And there was this recent study come from Harvard where people who follow up with new potential line leads within 5 minutes increase the likelihood of qualification and just closing by 4 to 9x compared to someone waiting for 30 minutes, nearly 7 times more. And for those longer than 2 hours, 60 times more, or 6 times more waiting for longer than 24 hours. And a lot of you here probably don't have a standard way of actually responding to clients. And today I'm going to show you how to actually, maybe not 10x your business, but I can guarantee you that you will close somewhere between 2 to 4x more potential leads that comes in, obviously based on your service, it depends on your offer, totally upon how good you actually are able to present. But I want you to be able to have just more leads out the door. So currently, the cost is that, of course, you have about an 80% lead loss after 5 minutes of not responding. And I can guarantee you that most people in here don't respond within 5 minutes. So let's say you get somewhere between 20 leads per month, average client maybe worth 5K. I mean, the lifetime value is significantly higher probably. And you lose about 16 out of the 20 clients by just not responding in time. So you lose somewhere between 80 to 100K per year by just not being fast enough. Now you wonder, how do I solve this problem actually? Well, there are a couple of ways, and I want to show you exactly how you can do it without having to be technical or smart or unique. You just have to have a standardized system of working. So, generally speaking, you have some sort of form submission. The form submission can come from Meta ads. The form submission can come from everything from ads to organic traffic to YouTube traffic, basically anything you can imagine. And I want to have some sort of system through webhooks. Webhooks is basically as soon as a lead comes in, it triggers a thing called a webhook, and it sends basically a response, hey, there's a potential new lead coming in. You can add this task into your CRM system. It can be a HubSpot, Go High Level, whatever you use. We use custom fields and determine, okay, the source, the budget, the timeline, the pain point. Do they have enough budget for the product? If no, we nurture them. We make sure that they have a 30-day email sequence or something similar of just providing value. So when they can afford your service, they are ready to purchase. Now, if they are qualified, we tag them as a hot lead. We turn on instant auto response email. We have maybe the SMS to a sales rep. We put the CRM system with the due date now. We put in a Slack notification to the founder, co-founder, whoever is important, maybe this is department. And we have a total of about 47 seconds for everything happening here instead of 47 minutes. If you respond, I can tell you that most people don't respond within even 24 hours. So there's massive leverage here. Your conversion will skyrocket. Obviously, it depends on industry, depends on what you sell, depends on the lead. But generally speaking, you will see a pretty good darn increase. Of course, we want to follow up within a couple of hours. We want some sort of decent sequence here. I'm going to show you like the basics for you to actually start using this and actually start everything else. Now, in the beginning, I want you to sign up to a platform called make.com. Make.com is an automation platform. You can use Zapier, you're familiar with Zapier. Doesn't really matter. Just use whatever works. And A10 also works. The principle is still respond to leads once they are interested. Now, in this case, I'm going to use a form called fill out form. It's a perfect option if you don't have the budget or if you don't want to pay for a form option. Some people, of course, on the website, they will use something like Gravity Forms, very, very big platform and very just standardized process of having. So if you have Gravity Forms, it works the same way as the fill out forms or whatever form platform you have. Make is integrated with most of them. So if I just delete these and show you, if I just write fill out forms, not fill out forms, the Gravity Forms, it's very nicely integrated through everything, right? So I'm going to use fill out forms and just use watch responses. So I want to watch when our response comes in. Fill out forms is just like form software, very standardized here. I'm just going to create a new form called form. Let's just use a blank form and let's just use dark form and create form. Now, I'm going to call this speed to lead, or like, let's say, interested in my service form, right? So obviously we have to have some sort of contact information. That's the first page. So we just use the basic option. You can have a cover letter. I don't tend to like, hey, start this form here. I just immediately want to capture information. So there are two ways of doing it. If you have a lead magnet on the front, I would of course showcase the lead magnet first. So if you have a lead magnet and you don't just have a standardized form on your website, just use of course the lead magnet form first before you do anything else. Then if you want to just have a normal form, you just use the form page, and of course just call it like, of course I have a couple of pages now. I can just remove this. And we're just going to capture the information just like normal here. So we only need basically one page. We don't need all the 3 pages. I'm just going to keep this simple. Obviously, there are a couple of options here. I just want, okay, short answer, email answer. I want the phone number. I know it's quite important, phone number, if you want. And I'm just going to write or what's your name, your email, what's the best email to reach you at, best phone number, what's the best phone number to contact. Then I want to have I like to have simple and very straightforward forms. The reason I'm having this, I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to put the first part of the, so ideally I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to do the form page. I'm going to write welcome. I'm going to put a drop down, so multiple options, or like one option but multiple different, just drop down. Which service are you interested? Which service are you interested in? Now I'm just going to put like default values. Let's say SEO. If you're a marketing firm, SEO. Let's say website. Ideally, maybe we'll want to have a multiple here. So maybe multi-select instead, right? So which service are interested in? I remove this. I'm going to put SEO. I'm going to put website. I'm going to put meta ads, right? And then I'm going to have it like this, which service are interested in. Any additional information. What's the current issue with the service you're looking for? Example, no SEO visibility or bad performing meta ads. Obviously, I would make this sure that this is a bit more properly written, and you know it's much more streamlined here. But just to keep it short here, caption, I'm just going to write this. What service entering? You can pick multiple. I then like to have the welcome page first, then the page, and then I have another form of form. Let's put payment, and then I like to have payment. I then pick something like I think just a drop down. So what's your monthly advertising budget? I'm going to put 0 to 1K, 0 to 1,000 maybe. Option 1,001 to 1,000 to 2,000, right? Add 2 to 5K, and then let's say 5K to 10K, right? And that's about it, right? I'm just going to keep it simple. And then, of course, in some forms, there are routing systems. So as soon as, let's say they pick 10K. If they pick 10K, I can have like a logic of, okay, showcase the, I can put in my scheduling page. So I put in my scheduling page, of course, I put my cal.com in. Once that has been done, it's basically, okay, if they pick 10K, they can immediately put in a booking link. Some people prefer that, some people don't. So I'm just going to show like both options, like, hey, you can just add your scheduling link, and then like show this if right? So if, let's say, the budget equals to 5 to 10K, you can showcase the booking link, right? But for now, publish, and that's done. I'm going to copy this, and let's pretend, of course, this is on your website or somewhere similar, just capturing a form. I'm not going to have this like actually to a website here. So first thing is I go to make, I connect my webhook. I can pick the form, interested in my service, interested in my service. The first thing I want to do is use a make.com ChatGPT module. So it's called create a completion prompt. It's going to be scroll down. So hopefully if you go back here and then generate a completion, I'm going to pick, usually I like to just pick somewhat of a higher model. 5.0 will do the system here. And you basically start writing the prompt here. So if you use any other APIs and have like other access, that's totally fine. I'm just going to write, in this case, something along the lines of, you are an intelligent email writing assistant. Now, it's very important to know here, depending on the context and kind of the whole thing here, you have to prompt it that it makes sense to your service and the people you are sending out to. So in my case, it depends, right? So if you now, let's say, have a Snapchat campaign, a TikTok campaign, a Meta ad campaign, or whatever, right? I'm just going to say you are currently monitoring my website, fill out a form page of potentially interested prospects. Now, something I just realized is if you go back to the form here, ideally I would like to, actually we don't have to split up. We can just like, hey, what's your first name? And duplicate, and what's your last name, because then I can just get, we can technically do this inside of make, but just keep it simpler for you guys as well, to not use any like tools and so on. So if I just say like, hey John, or like, hey John last name, it's a difference, right? It just makes it more personal. of people interested in my marketing service. I do. That's kind of the main thing. Of course, it's very important to make think that it's personal to them currently. A lot of people will say that, or it's just templates, or just make it generic, or like have too much AI. We want to make them think that it's actually you that responded, right? So your current marketing website, fill out form page, put an interesting marketing service. For each form you get responded to, take the time to review their needs, what they are looking for, and then craft a tailored custom message to them. Right? So we want to make it like it's personal, custom to them. Of course, we have to make sense like, hey, use no technical jargon. Make sure to use no dashes. Use straightforward language below 5th grade reading level, ideally here, right? So something very simple that like doesn't throw you off that it's like automated. So the next step is very important. We kind of want to mimic the answers we have on your form. So this will be custom to me because it's based on my form. So use your like example. So like, hey, name, John Blue or John Smith, let's say. So imagine kind of your form and the thing I'm writing here as in your custom form. So I'm going to write it based on myself. So name, email, John at Smith or John at flowclick.com, right? My company, right? You see, I have my kind of responses here, so I have to make sure that these match. So, advertising budget. Let's say that's like $1,000, right? Or like $1,000 to $2,000, right? Something not very important. You can route it later on the line. What else? Yeah, okay. Service they are interested in. Let's say SEO. I think I wrote right, and that's kind of the things I did right. I'm pretty sure. Name, advertising budget, service looking for, and email and so on. Right. A phone number I don't have to keep in right now. Not inside of the prompt, and then we can kind of craft our own data response here. So if we just use assistant and write, "Hey John, it's Max here, the founder of FlowClick. Just received your message. Hey Max, I'm actually going to play some games here. Hey Max, hey, it's Max here. Leon, my co-founder, just sent me over your email and your inquiry on our website. Saw that you were interested in our SEO service. In SEO. So basically, here you can play around with your message. You don't have to have it very specific or very tailored, or like, I like to kind of say that someone forwarded me the message or that I have received it. So it kind of seems personal. I think that's a great way of doing it. So like, hey, Liam, my co-founder, just told me that, like, just send me over your email and just sent me over your inquiry on the website. I guess I can just my inquiry. Leon, my co-founder, just sent over my inquiry from the website, I guess. from the website. Here we can kind of play happy or like glad that happy to start, happy to give you an audit. I'll probably do it like this. So I'm interested in SEO. I'm happy to, or I will talk with my team and go over your website so we can be ready for a full audit. I will let you know within a couple of hours. Couple of minutes, and send you a cal link. Excited to dive in. Website team. There's no, yeah, right. So dive in. Oh, okay, that won't work, right? Max. Like you can just, I wrote this very fast, but like you can customize this to your own needs. And of course, most importantly, we have to, of course, add in the prompt, right? So the things I actually get from the response here. I'm just going to put answers, I guess, right? And then press done. And then what's done, hopefully should get a response now. So let me just try this out. So we're going to fill out the form, which I've been working on here, publish, copy. And of course, there are still a couple more notes here. Form, I fill out the form. Let me just see if I can, service interested in, let's say, SEO. I need help. My SEO visibility is terrible. Whatever. My first name is Max. Email maxi@flowclick.com. Okay, I did not seem to get the last one here. Maybe, okay, maybe that's since I got the old form. Is that the case? Start again. Form fill out, next. Right, okay. So apparently I didn't showcase the, this one is currently hidden. I'd always, never, I can potentially just add this, what's your monthly ad budget? Publish, copy link. Hopefully this should work now. Okay, still not showcasing for some reason. Maybe I have done something here. Default value, half required. Show when. I mean, there's technically no logic involved, so I shouldn't preview. Next. I've probably done something with the form here, which I shouldn't have done. Maybe because it's a different page. No, it's not. I just found a problem here of having this on, right? So publish now. Of course, now we can fill this out properly for once, right? I can open this. I can fill it out. I'm interested in SEO. My SEO visibility is horrible. Next, my name, my last name, my email. I don't start my phone number, and then monthly ad budget. I'm just going to see this run live. So I'm just going to turn this on and then press submit. It tags me, it generates the response. Of course, we can see the output here. Ideally, we're going to test this a bunch to see what works the best for you specifically. So I'm going to wait for this. Of course, we can customize this. later on the line to even be even more accurate and so on. But for now, let me see. And then we can just fill out the variables. So this runs. So it just ran successfully and it says, hey Max, Leon told me to reach out. I was looking for help with SEO. You mentioned that the SEO is terrible and that's something we can definitely work on together. Matteo, check out curse setup. And I had to change, by the way, the model to 4.0 just because I picked the coding model for some reason. But yeah, so we then just use the email built in. We send, let's say we create a draft just to be like, subject line, yo, first name, content, let's say just put in this. And of course, we send to a person. To the person is the email being filled out here, best email to reach you. We can, of course, pick the folder we're going to send from. I'm just going to pick my main one. Let's say the all email one. And then that's basically it. I have connected my own email here, old. And yeah. So, of course, you can like, hey, saw your inquiry. Or like technically, yeah, okay. Save. And then as soon as I run this again, go back to my email, fill this out. I'm interested. SEO. I hate. Oh, my current SEO firm is bad. Or like maybe technically someone wouldn't write that. Maybe my current SEO is not that good, and I would need help. So my first name is Max. Let's just put Maximilian. Then put my last name. Then put my email, maxi@flowclick. Phone number. You can make this field required, but for the time of testing, I just don't want to be asked to fill out the phone number each time. And my monthly budget is 2.5K, and then press submit. Hopefully this runs successfully. Creates a draft. Perfect. Let me just open my email. Now, hey Maximilian, it's Max here. Leon informed me to inquire about the website. I see that you're interested in boosting your SEO because it's not doing too well right now. Don't worry, I'm here to help you. I will share you more details within a few minutes. Thank you for reaching out, Best Max. So, in short, of course, we would like to change this up. Ideally, I usually run this through JSON, just because we can add like let's see if I can change this content type, plain text. I think that's probably the reason here. Or did it? Yeah. So maybe that fixes things here. Ideally, if we just copy paste this, see if I can just run this super quick here. Result. Maybe this is not, let's see. Going to work like I thought here. Click.com. Create a draft. Okay, the thing I did now is I just added some additional prompts like this and basically I had a new line, so it adds like more spacing. If I just run this again, we fill this out super quick. Right, just make it more accurate. Hopefully this works now. I haven't tried out SEO. My SEO sucks. My SEO isn't that great at the moment. I'm full name information. Let's just remove this. Amazing. Budget to 5K. And then this should run successfully here. Hopefully they understand that it shouldn't be right. Hey, Leon from America. Yeah, right. So this is sent. Let me check my inbox. And just like this, it's forwarded and very nicely written. So it's not just one big chunk of text. But yeah, that's it, right? Very straightforward, very simple. Looks human. Like you wouldn't like, hey, so that you run on this big company, you have this icebreaker. Like, hey, I love your case studies. That wouldn't be natural, right? And someone wouldn't take 47 seconds to actually respond. So what we're doing in this scenario, what I would make it realistic, I would add a unlink here. I would probably add like a sleep tool. I would put sleep in. I would put maybe 120 seconds, so 2 minutes, right? Because if you send the same second they fill out the form, it doesn't make sense, right? So we add a sleep tool, and then I would use a router, and then I would put in a router, right? Split them into two paths, and then pick like another email sequence to say send an email here, and I would put okay if the monthly advertising budget equals to, let's say, or like contains something along the lines of 2 to 5K, or like technically I would just use not equal to 1K, I think, because 1K was from everything below 1K, right? But you can also just ask the AI to like write you a different answer. Both of the ways work. And like, hey, if it doesn't contain the letter 1, which means 0 to 1K or 1K to 2K, I think I wrote, I don't want to basically go this route, right? But if they do, then maybe send them another email and put them maybe in my newsletter or something, or like something else that provides value, right? Of course, they have to accept that as well through the form. Either way, that's a very straightforward system how to do it. You just add a prompt, of course, customize it to your own needs, make your own prompt, make your own context, so it makes sense in this instance. Currently, it's just like very basic. But yeah, that's how I do it simple. I add a sleep button, it sleeps for 2 minutes. And that's kind of how you follow up with leads. You don't let them wait 2 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours. You respond within the same minute to make it personal. And then just based on routing systems, like, okay, you might say 2 minutes. Okay, I respond with a couple of minutes. And how do you make sure you can respond within a couple of minutes? Well, what to do is you use routers. Okay, if the budget is above 5K, we send the calendar booking immediately. Maybe like another sleep module here, like sleep, let's say 300 seconds, 5 minutes. And then after the 5 minutes, you send another email saying, hey, just review your site and kind of your SEO or whatever. And then you send the calendar booked link. There's a huge difference in this. I think there's a lot of value. And of course, you have to customize it to your own forms and the tools you use. But that's kind of the structure. And if you don't know who I am, keep it short here. I'm the founder of FlowClick. I build backend automations for agencies. And yeah, that's kind of what I specialize in. And that's why I have seen this to work extremely well. And I've just seen this to be a huge flaw in the current system. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more stuff, more content, subscribe. And if you want to work with me and actually build some automations to scale your business, just go down, book a discovery call. I'm happy to walk you through your current needs and give you an audit of your current stuff. Either way, wishing you the best and hope you have a wonderful day.